Straight all day.
You're now tuned into the show where you learn the discipline to show up day after day to do the work, the confidence to put yourself out there boldly and authentically, and the mental toughness to continue showing up, doing the work, putting yourself out there even when the success you've expected to achieve has yet to be achieved. And on top of all this, you get a huge dose of personal initiative. That is the go-getter energy that moves any one of us, including yourself, to go and make things happen instead of waiting for things to happen. And then we put all this together into a series of frameworks, approaches, insights, strategies, and techniques, all underneath the umbrella of one unifying philosophy that is called work on your game. My name is Baldwin, also known as Dre All Day, and welcome to the show. And today's topic is how you can and how you will sharpen your skill of observation. How will you become a better observer of people, events, things, and everything in between I didn't mention. Now, before we get into that, first of all, let me tell everybody I have a daily motivation text that I send out for free every single day to everyone who's in my text community. If you want to receive that message that's guaranteed to keep you focused, sharp, and on point, I think who doesn't want to be focused, sharp, and on point? You listen to a show called Work on Your Game, you want to be those things, right? All you got to do then is text me at my number, which is 305-384-6894. And every day when I send out my daily motivation, because you are in my text community, that's the only reason, you're going to get this daily motivation text every single day. So text me at that number. It's listed down below if you need to write it down. It's listed down below in the description. Make sure you send me a text now while you're thinking about it. Your phone's in your hands. Just do it now. Don't do it later. We do things now here at Work on Your Game. Early is on time. So you're getting the daily motivation. Now, sharpening your observation skills. What this skill is related to is lengthening and deepening your attention span so that you will see more of what's in front of you. Because there's a lot in front of you that you are simply not picking up on. And listen, you can pick up on everything around you. You can pick up on nothing around you. I want to help you pick up on more of the things that will matter to you that are happening around you. And there's a lot that we're simply not noticing, simply because we haven't trained and conditioned ourselves to notice them. And I'm going to talk about those things today and how you can get better at picking up on them instead of missing them as you have been. Point number one. Today's topic, once again, is sharpening your observation skills. Number one, first of all, get out of your head, which really means, and what it really means when I say get out of your head, it means get off your damn phone. That's what it means. Get off of the phone. When you are outside of your house and around other human beings, living, breathing humans, do not default to picking up your phone, putting your chin down to your chest, and staring at your phone so that you are completely oblivious, or at least pretending to be oblivious, to all the human beings around you. This is a normal, it's almost like it's a habit now. It's like a reflexive reaction that human beings have these days, and when they're around other humans who they don't know and you're not directly talking to, and sometimes even people who you do know you are talking to, people whip out their phones and they start playing on their phone, whatever you're doing on your phone. There are plenty of options. It was designed that way. And you are completely oblivious to the other human beings who are around you. Whatever that is on that phone is still going to be there when the human beings you're around ain't around anymore. All right, when you're around other human beings, this is a simple tip. Just start noticing them more than you have been. And the easy way to start noticing human beings more than you have been is to stop looking at the phone and actually notice the humans. Now, if you just do that, you will start picking up on things about other people that you otherwise were oblivious to simply because you're paying attention. When all your attention is on your phone, you notice the phone. When all your attention is on the humans around you, the people, I mean the live and the flesh people, not the people on the phone, then you start noticing the live and the flesh people who are around you. We spend, as human beings, we spend a lot of time studying the details of inanimate objects like your phone, and very little time focused on actual living, breathing humans with whom we must live and die. I'm talking about the people in the flesh that are physically, you can physically touch them. They're those people. There's a lot to be learned by paying attention to people, simply because every one of us is unique and different. We all have very unique inner lives going on outside of what people can see externally. And if you observe strong and long enough, you will start to learn and notice things about other people that they're not even trying to show you. There are some things that all of us don't try to show the world, but other people can notice in us if they would actually observe and pay attention. But a lot of times, and this is becoming increasingly the case, people simply don't notice things about us that we are involuntarily showing them simply because they're not paying attention, because they're paying attention to these devices, and everybody has these devices. So and sometimes I can use something like this as an example to paint a bigger picture, but actually I'm using this as the bigger picture, because everybody has a smartphone and everybody's looking at it. As soon as you get out in public and you're not around another person who you're physically talking to in the flesh, people just grab their phones and just immediately go to that. And again, I see people doing this even when they're talking to another person. I see people walking down the street looking at their phone, not even looking where they're going. Has any of you had somebody walk directly into you, or you directly walked into another person because you or they were looking down at your phone rather than looking at where you were physically actually moving and going? Now, sometimes I do type or do something on my phone while I am walking, but what I'll do is I'll try to hold the phone up. Instead of putting my head down, I hold the phone up so I can still, in my periphery, see what is in front of me and what is around me while I'm walking, rather than looking down at my phone and not seeing where I'm going. But I've had people walk right into me because they were looking at their phone, not even noticing where they were going. And I'm like, I don't like even being in the space of not being aware of what's going on around me. So I can never do that. But I see people do it, male and female, young and old. I see more young than old, but I see a lot of people doing this. Don't do that if you find yourself doing it. All right, you notice other people, you'll pick up on a lot of things that phone can't tell you. But none of this is possible if you're in your own head, only focusing on yourself, or again, staring at that device in your palm and not paying attention to the people who are in front of and around you. This is a skill that can be trained and learned through conditioning. You just got to condition yourself such that the next time you're out in public and you're not with another human and there are other people around, don't reach for the phone. Just don't do it. Don't reach for the phone. And next time when you're about to reach for the phone, stop yourself. Remember that I said this, and just observe the human beings around you. Just do it. It'll actually build some confidence in you. Keep your head up. Don't look down. Don't look away. Make eye contact with other human beings. It won't kill you. Nobody's going to hurt you. And just notice how different it feels. It's a great change in physiology, like we talked about from yesterday. Point number 2. Today's topic, once again, is how to sharpen your observation skills. Number 2, start noticing more details about other people. This is something that I've always tried to do for years. I just try to notice whenever I'm around another human being, even if I'm not talking to them. So if another person walks past me, all right, so I can see them for like 5 seconds before they pass me and I pass them. Or if I'm in an elevator with another person, or I'm sitting somewhere and somebody walks by, or I'm walking by and somebody else is sitting somewhere, sometimes I play a game with myself and I see how many details can I notice about this person in this 5-second span of viewing that I have here. Do they have earrings on? What does their tattoo say? What kind of shoes are they wearing? All right, how are they holding their hands? Are their hands in their pockets? Do they have their hands out? Do they have their hands like clutched together like a fist? Are their hands wide open where you can see all the fingers? What are they doing? Look at their facial expression. Do they look like they're thinking about something? Do they look like they're happy? Are they smiling? Do they look like they're kind of frowning? Are they making eye contact with other human beings? What kind of energy do they have? How are they moving? Are they walking with a purpose, as if they have somewhere that they need to be right now? They know exactly where they're going. Are they walking a little bit less purposely, to where maybe they're just walking for leisure right now and they're just trying to let some time go by so that they can relax? I try to notice these details about people. And again, you might only have 5 seconds of witnessing a person before they're out of your vision, unless you turn around and look at them. I try to do this all the time. Notice details about people. And the better you get at noticing these details, the reason why this matters is not just because you're playing the game. The reason why you want to notice more details about people is because the better you get at noticing details when you don't need to, you'll start noticing details when you do need to. You're conditioning yourself for this skill. And when you notice details about people, again, as I said in the first point, there are certain things that people will show you about themselves that you otherwise would not notice unless you are a person who's really good at paying attention to detail. Because they're not going to tell you. They're not trying to show it to you. It's not even that they're necessarily trying to hide it, but they're not trying to show it to you. You only notice it if you pay attention. And you have to condition yourself for this. And every second that you spend looking down at that damn phone, rather than looking at the person, you're losing an opportunity. You're losing an opportunity to notice it. All right, you can learn a lot of things about another person and even impress them and win them over by showing that you noticed the detail about them that they didn't even tell you about because you were paying attention. That's not going to happen with the phone. The phone's not going to give you a bonus for paying more attention to it. All right, all of us have been staring at these phones for at least, let's say it's 2022 when I'm recording this. So how long have the phones been pretty ubiquitous? Let's just say for a decade. We've all been staring at these phones for a decade. Has the phone ever given you a bonus for paying more attention to it? No. All right, but all it's done is charge you money for paying for the phone, and then you got to pay every month for access to it, and you're paying with the opportunity cost of what you're not noticing about the human beings in front of you every minute that you're staring at that damn phone, especially when you're out in public. So the more details you notice about another person, the more you can understand them, the more you can know them, and you can it almost gets to the point where you can feel like you can read another person's mind when you pay enough attention to them. Outside of what they're deliberately showing you, you can notice certain things about a person because you learn how to pay attention, because you get locked in and pay attention. Athletes, for example, when an athlete gets to their highest level of performance, you hear athletes talking about how the game slows down for them, how they can almost predict the movements of their opponents. Any of you who's done any type of combat sports, or you watch combat sports like MMA or any kind of martial arts or boxing, that a fighter who gets to a really high level of what they do, they can almost see when their opponent is about to throw a punch or about to try a kick. They can see it before the opponent even does it. Why? Because they are completely locked in and completely paying attention to their opponent, to where they can almost predict their opponent's moves. They can read their opponent's mind before the opponent even does the thing that they're doing. They can see it coming before it happens, and that's where reflexes come in. That's where reaction comes in. A baseball batter, when the pitcher is throwing a pitch, those pitches are coming so fast. How can a batter even react in time to swing the bat and hit that ball as fast as that pitcher is trying to throw it? How can a batter see that? It's because they're completely locked in and focused on the thing that they're doing. Any of you who has dogs, you know that your dogs are so completely locked in and attuned to you that when you're about to do something, like take the dog on a walk, it's almost as if your dog knows that you're going to do it before you grab the leash. They know, right? Or if you're about to leave the house and the dog is not going, the dog knows that you're about to leave the house and the dog is not going to be going on the trip. They'll go to wherever you put them when you leave the house. They'll go to that place before you even leave, because they can tell by your energy what you're about to do. It's almost like they're reading your mind, right? Because they notice these little things about you, because they are completely attuned to you and paying complete attention to you at all times. Human beings have this ability. The challenge is with our rational minds and our ability to think about stuff that is not in the present, which dogs don't have, we get distracted. But if we could just focus on only what's in the present and only the person in front of us at all times, we could get that level of attunement as well. It's probably not possible for most humans, because again, we have the option of looking at other things or thinking about other things that are not there. And we also got these smartphones. Dogs can't read smartphones. So notice these things. Notice these things about animals, that they are really good at this and so instinctive, because they don't have the distractions that us human beings have. So you probably never get to the level of your pets, but you can at least get a lot better than most human beings by just focusing more and noticing details. So start to notice little things on other people, like the tattoos people have on their arms, or the necklace that they're wearing, or the makeup, how their makeup is done, the way somebody walks, the way they make or do not make eye contact, what kind of shoes and socks somebody is wearing, who they engage with and who they ignore. That'd be an interesting thing to notice. And when you start noticing it, how somebody carries themselves on a day-to-day basis. Are their shoulders slumped? Do they seem confident? Do they seem sad? Do they seem like they're in a pensive mode, thinking about things? If it's somebody who you see often, notice the energy they carry with themselves when they walk into or out of a room. All these little things add up to a big picture when you observe them consistently. And you'll start to notice certain things about people as you sharpen your ability to actually notice them. And again, getting out of your head and off your phone, paying attention to yourself. Point number 3. Today's topic, once again, is how to sharpen your observation skills. Number 3, slow down to speed up. Do you know how when you walk past another person, or you see somebody in the elevator, you might quickly glance at them, but then you immediately look in another direction, to the point that you look at somebody, they look at you, and then you look away, and then they actually respond to somebody. They might wave to you, nod their head, say hi to you, and by the time they respond, you've already started looking away. So now you got to look back, and it's almost like you disengaged so quickly that you didn't even get a chance to note what they were doing. So what I'm suggesting here in point number 3 is slow down. Slow down. Slowing down to speed up means take an extra beat or two with that glance, with that look. Look at that person a little bit longer, take in a little bit more, give a little bit more attention to the person you're observing, rather than going back into your own head and into your own world. Actually, see if you can get into that person's world just for that 5 seconds in which they're in your view. And then get out of their world when they're out of your view, but stay in it during that 5 seconds. You'll notice that there's a lot to notice and a lot to learn when you can develop this habit and you start doing it more frequently. And you'll notice that it gives you what we call the ethical unfair advantage that so many people are unaware of, because most people are unwilling to do it even when they're aware of it, or uncomfortable doing it because you're uncomfortable with human beings. That's another thing that the smartphone has done. Because we've gotten so tethered to the device, we have lost our ability to, many people have gotten worse with actual live human beings because you've gotten more comfortable doing all your engagement and communication through a smartphone. I would suggest that you work on this skill, because if the whole world is going in that direction towards doing all their engagement through a device, where's the opportunity? Episode 1025, the opportunity is always in the opposite. So if everybody's going that way towards engaging on the phone, you should go the other way. The opportunity is in engaging in person. So keep that ability to engage with people in person. People skills still matter. And you can access the people skills. It's one of the courses that I throw in as a free bonus when you join my Work on Your Game system at workonyourgameuniversity.com. It's amazing how all this alleged, social, quote unquote, media, we have all this social media, yet people have regressed socially. Do you think people have gotten better socially over the last 10 years or worse? To me, it feels like people have gotten a lot worse socially when it comes to engagement, when it comes to observation, when it comes to just being comfortable around actual live human beings, when it comes to having conversations, especially on topics upon which we disagree. People have gotten worse, even though the smartphones have gotten better. Think about why that is. But let's recap today's class, which is sharpening your observation skills. This is about lengthening and deepening your attention span so that it will help you see more of what is in front of you. Number one, get out of your head and off your phone. When you're out in public and you're not talking to another human being, don't immediately grab your phone. Just look around. Observe other human beings. It will not kill you. It will not hurt you. And whatever's on the phone that you're missing right now, it will still be there when you get back. The feed will wait for you. Trust me, it does not go away simply because you're not paying attention to it right now. Number two, notice more details about other people. There are details that you can notice about anyone, but we mostly miss them because we are so in our own heads and we're so quick to get back to focusing on ourselves or our devices that we don't even notice the things that other people are showing to us and putting right there in front of us. And the more you can notice about another person, the easier it will be for you to win friends and influence people, simply because you notice things about them that they didn't even know that they were showing, and they didn't even know that you were noticing. This can help you build relationships a lot better and a lot faster when you have this ability, and you'll just be a better people person because you are comfortable with actual humans. Imagine that. Number three, let's go down and speed up. Do you know how when you walk past a person, you might glance at them real quickly and look away? I'm suggesting that you slow down and take an extra beat to take a look at a human being. Take an extra beat to note them, to take things in about them, rather than going back to your own head or looking away or grabbing your phone, which is what you normally do. You're going to notice that there's a lot to notice about every human being, because every person on the planet has their own inner world or whatever it is that they have going on. And this gives you an ethical unfair advantage, something that anyone else could do, but they simply don't do because they're not thinking about it the way that I'm describing it here in this masterclass. And it's amazing that we have all this alleged social media, and yet people have gotten worse socially. All right, so this media hasn't done anything social. It's actually anti-social. But with all that said, text me to get my daily motivation for free, straight to your phone every single day. My number is 305-384-6894, and get access to my full Work on Your Game system. That is a 9-part system that I have codified the entire Work on Your Game process to where you can apply what you do to this process, and you will have a clear system and a clear strategy for where you're going to go and how you're going to do it. And you're going to be coached by me on how to do it by going to workonyourgameuniversity.com. Work on your game. Dre all day.